it's always gonna be critics. So that's not my motivation. My motivation is go out there, training hard, winning the fight, make my fans proud, make my family proud, and just continue to be the best person I could be.
A lot of people think that he's a little, he might be shot one a little bit, but we just saw Ronda Rousey lose. When you see something like that happen, does it kind of, make you think again, like, you know what, I can't take guys lightly because anything can happen in that ring? Does that kind of make you react like that?
Not really, because she lost to a boxer, so I ain't tripping. But anything can happen on any day. I just gotta prepare myself for whatever. To be honest with you, and the way I prepare myself, I feel like no one can beat me as long as I'm mentally and physically prepared.
You've been to Los Angeles before. What does it mean to win in Los Angeles?
I feel it's great. It feels great to fight in California. This is where the stars are born. This is where all the stars come. So I feel like in order to become a superstar, you have to cement your legacy out here.
How significant would it be to win in Los Angeles?
It's just great, man. Just another milestone in my life. Danny Garcia, kid from Philadelphia, comes to LA, comes to Hollywood, and wins in fashion. I mean, there's nothing else you can really say about that.
Any changes that you see that you might want to make in this fight?
I just got to go in there and be smart. I want to use my jab more. I have a great jab, and I feel like the world hasn't seen it. And I just feel like that's something we've been working on, too. I'm going to go in there and use my jab. I feel like I use my jab a lot more. I'm going to go in and use my jab and set everything up off it.
What do you see in Guerrero? It could be a big challenge for him.
Yeah, he's coming to fight. That's no doubt about it. He's coming to fight. And, he's a warrior, so I got to prepare myself for a war, a smart war.
Is it going to be action-packed, Danny? Do you feel that fight's going to be action-packed, or is it going to be more technical?
It could turn into a fight. It doesn't have to be a toe-to-toe battle to be an exciting fight. It could be fireworks, explosive spurts here and there. But me, I'm going to go out there and just dictate the pace and back him up.
As far as Floyd, Danny, I talked to your dad about that. He said that he liked that fight. But do you think he comes back, Danny? And do you still think you're the front runner for that fight should you win?
What, as Floyd Mayweather comes back?
Yeah.
I really don't know. I don't know. Floyd Mayweather, he's made a lot of money. As far as of now, he's retired and he's enjoying his life. And I'm worried about Robert Guerrero. Got to get this victory January 23rd, and I'm excited. I'm ready.
As a fighter, as a welterweight, how do you see him though, Floyd? Because everybody wants to fight him. You're the only guy that always tells me I'm not really worried about fighting him. Why is Danny different, and why are these other guys always saying Floyd?
If Floyd not worried about you, you shouldn't be worried about him, right? So basically, I'm doing my own thing.
You dominated your division. You dominated your division. Yeah. Now you're moving up to 147. Are you looking forward to doing the same thing with that division and taking over the reins that Mayweather had with that division?
Yeah, no doubt. And this is just another fight for me. Just one step closer to taking over my division, and I'm gonna do one fight at a time.
And you usually fight in cities with more Puerto Rican descent. You're coming to LA. We know that there's a little more of a Mexican descent here.
Yeah.
Why fight here and not take it to New York or Philadelphia?
Because I represent all Latinos. At the end of the day, Mexican and Puerto Rico, we still Latino. So, and like they said, this is where the stars are born. So, in order to be a star, you got to come here and fight. And at the end of the day, no matter what race you are, all the fans want to see is a good fight. And that's what I'm going to come do. January 23rd, I'm going to give the fans a great fight, and they can only love you for that.
Out here in LA, you got a lot of fans, but you also have a decent amount of haters probably in this room and then also out on these streets. Do you feel that any additional pressure to come in here and put on a spectacular performance to kind of shut the people out here up and get them on your side?
I've been under more pressure, I would say, in my career, but it's always pressure. There's always pressure to look good, come in there, like you said. It's gonna probably be people who don't want me to win, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have a lot of fans there. Trust me, believe me.
Do you feel it's a target on your back, Danny? Because every guy always mentions your name. Madonna mentions your name. Every guy always says, I want to fight Danny Garcia. Do you feel like there's a target on your back right now?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I guess I don't know why they want to fight me. I mean, all I can say is just be careful what you wish for. That's all I can say.
You have a pretty stacked resume. Why do you think you get so much critique, given that you have such a stacked resume?
What's crazy is like the people who criticize me never fought nobody. So that's why I ain't even tripping. You know what I mean? It's just like I paid my dues. I was a unified champion. I've been the underdog. I've been I was supposed to be knocked out. I was too slow. I was flat-footed. I swing wild. You know, I heard it all. I heard it all. But at the end of the day, after I fight, it's always the same result. I win.
You're nowhere close to retirement. You're still pretty young.
Yeah.
Do you think that fans will appreciate you more once you're gone?
I don't want to talk about being gone yet. But I plan on being here for, you know, a little more, and just continue to be the best fighter I can be and go out there at the same time like I always do. Win in fashion and just be humble. No matter if the people love me or hate me, I'm just going to be Danny Garcia. That's just who I am.
Are you interested at all with a rematch with Amir Khan?
Yeah, it could happen. It could definitely happen. You know, that fight could easily be made. So, you know, Haymon, premier boxing champion. I think anybody who's in the PBC situation at welterweight, that fight can easily be made. So that could probably just answer your question for anybody at 147.
Is Khan probably the biggest fight you can make aside from Floyd at this point at 147?
I think so. I think that's pay-per-view. I think that's pay-per-view.
Anything different happened in that fight, Danny, when you think about it? I mean, has he improved to you since you last fought him from what you see?
I think he's improved, but I improved a lot too. You know, I was way less experienced when I faced him. I just won the world title, and then I faced him, but he went off face. He fought a lot of great fighters too before that. So I'm a lot more experienced now. I feel a lot stronger at 147. I'm just ready, man. I'm just ready for whatever.
What do you remember the most about that fight when you think about back then?
Oh man, he jumped on me quick that fight. I said, this boy come out the fight, yeah. He trying to knock me out because of my pop. That's the first I was thinking. But I already knew that. I knew his game plan was to come out fast, and so I just had to stay patient and just start sitting on my shots. And it came.
Recent Amir
Oh yeah, that's the kid that called me a cherry picker. But hey, look, that's what I'm saying. It's not as easy as it look, man. Like, you can say I never fought nobody, but then when you supposed to be somebody and you lose, now it's just like, you know, it's just like, you shouldn't be worried about me. You should be worried about yourself. Because realistically in boxing, it's like he's the prospect. He's supposed to win that fight. You know, he's supposed to fight for a world title. So you should never worry about Danny Garcia. Worry about you. I'm not at 140 no more anyway. I'm at 147.
Do you think you should have moved to 147 sooner, Danny? Do you
Yeah.
think you stayed a little too long?
Yeah, I still way too long at 140. I still way too long.
What kept you there?
You know, it's just I fought so hard to win them belts. You know what I mean? It's like I was the underdog against Amir Khan. I was the underdog against Lucas Matisse, and like I had pride in them belts. So I was just like, I'm not giving them up. But I stood around too long. I had a couple shaky performances because I couldn't lose the weight no more. But there's no excuses. I learned from my mistakes, and I'm a better fighter today.
Thurman Porter, say it might happen, man. Guys in your division. What do you think about that fight, man? When you think about it, how do you break it down?
I think it's a good fight. I think it's going to be an explosive fight. You know, Sean Porter, he's motivated to win. Keith Thurman's a bigger puncher. I think it's going to be a good fight. I think it's all about who wants it more, to be honest with you.
If this was a perfect fight, would you like to fight Timothy Bradley?
I think that's a good fight, but I don't think it will happen. But I think it's a good. I think it's a fight that fans want to see. You know, he had his share of good fights. I had my share of good fights, and I think it'll be a great fight.
I asked him if he wanted to fight you guys, and he said that he thinks he has a better resume than all you guys at PBC. I mean, do you guys?
No, he has a good resume. He has a good resume. Ain't no, you can't deny that. He's been in there with some good fighters. You know, Pacquiao, Marquez. You know, he has a good resume, and you know, he's old. How old is he?
31, maybe.
He's supposed to have a better resume.
Danny, what do you think you have to do to consolidate yourself as boxing's next big superstar? Like up there, beyond Canelo, maybe?
Yeah, we got to keep winning. We just got to keep winning big fights. And I feel like after this fight, we just got to continue to win big fights, and that's it. It's all about timing.
Where do you think the backlash on the social media comes? Do you think it's because people just are haters, or they expect so much of you?
I think it's because I did so much. To be honest with you, I did it the opposite of every other fighter in the sport. Every fighters are built up to a big fight. I went as the underdog, came over, took over the division, knocked Amir Khan out when nobody knew who I was. And then I came back against Lucas Matisse, and then I beat him, and then I come back, and then I fight. I forgot who I fought. Then I fought Guerrero, and then I fought the soccer guy. So it was just like I took a step back in my career. I did it the opposite way. But hey, I mean, everything happens for a reason in boxing, you know what I mean? There's no fighter could go out there and fight blood and guts wars every single fight, or you're gonna have a short career. You know, at the end of the game, you gotta be smart too. I'm still going to give the fans great fights, and I want to give the fans and I'm always going to give the fans a great fight. And I already have given the fight great fights, and I'm going to continue to give the fans great fights. But it's just one fight at a time, and I don't expect everybody to love me. You know, there's going to be people who love me, there's going to be people who hate me. But like I said before, at the end of the day, I'm going to go in there and give the fans what they want to see, and that's a great fight.
How is Rob different to the last two guys you faced?
Who my last two fights? Peterson and Paulie, yeah. Man, I fought so many people, I forget who I be fighting. Nah, man, it's the same. I think it's the same kind of fights. You know, Lamont Peterson, he was the IBF world champion. He was a world champion. And then I fought Paulie. Yeah, he got stopped by Sean Porter. But he faced a lot of great fighters, too. And I can compare them. They're all well-experienced fighters who've been in there with great champions.
Danny, when they say, you know, you or other fighters are scared to fight, how do you, as a fighter, react to that, man? People say that you're scared when you've been in the ring already.
There's no way you could be a fighter and be scared. Like, there's no way you could be a fighter at this level and be scared. I had 31 pro fights. Why would I be scared of anybody? At the end of the day, it's just like, we come to fight, you know, but we have, it's bigger than just, sometimes it's bigger than what the fans think. People just want to make a fight, but it's not that simple, you know what I mean? People want a lot of people to fight, and there may not be a lot of money involved. At the end of the day, it's a business too, so there's a lot of things to go on, but as far as me, I always want to fight the big fights. I just play my part. I stay in my own lane. You know what I mean? I don't beg for nothing. I just stay in my lane. You put them in front of me, and I gotta go in there and handle my business.
Would you be where you're at now if it wasn't for Al Haymon, Danny? Because I mean, a lot of you guys give him a lot of.
Probably not. To be honest with you, probably not, because before I signed with Al Haymon, I was 19-0. Nobody knew who I was. 2 fights later, I'm a world champion. I only been with Al Haymon for 13 fights, and out of them 13 fights, I faced Morales, Matisse, Amir Khan, Zab Judah, Lamont Peterson, Kendall Hall, Nate Campbell, just all champions out of 13 fights. But I get the most hate. I don't get it. It's cool though. I ain't tripping. If they do another one, I think it's gonna be a lot better.
You want to get a Kenny on that one?
I gotta gain some weight, man. But I think it was a great movie. I think it was a good movie. I like how they get the feel of Philadelphia, because that's how Philly really is. Like, it's crazy. So it was a great movie, man. It was motivating.
As far as Robert Guerrero now, Danny, I mean, when you looked at him right now, face off, what did you see, man? Did you see anything? Can you take anything away from a face off?
Nah, I mean, I can read fighters, and I know who's coming to fight. But I'm coming to fight too. And you know, you come to fight me, you won't. I love to fight. Anybody who knows Danny Garcia, I love to fight. Now, my last 4 opponents haven't stood in front of me.
Danny, are you predicting a KO?
I always want a KO. I'm trying to knock everybody out, man. From now on, I'm not trying to hear nothing anymore.
2 more questions, guys.
Last fight against Aaron Martinez, does that give you any extra confidence, kind of seeing that maybe you didn't look as good as you normally?
You know, it's the crazy part. I didn't even watch that fight, so I probably gotta go back and watch the fight and see what happened. I heard it was a close fight, but I didn't watch the fight. I'm probably gonna watch it. I really don't watch tape, but I'm just gonna watch it just because you guys are telling me to watch it and maybe give me some pointers how to get them. I mean, I just feel like I don't need to, because in the amateurs, in tournaments, you fight every day. You don't know who you're fighting, so it's just like you gotta be prepared for whatever. You know what I mean? And I've seen him fight plenty of times, so it's just like.
Danny, congratulations on your beautiful baby girl.
Thank you.
How are you going to be able to separate from her to train and focus on this fight?
I don't know. It's hard already. I wake up in the morning and I'm just like, dang, I got to go running. I got to put her down. Sometimes she's crying. It breaks my heart. Man. She made me soft for a little bit. I was like, it's fight time. I got to pump back. But I'm just blessed, man. I'm just blessed to be a father. It's just a great feeling.
Danny, where do you get your inspiration from?
My inspiration, you know, just where I'm from. You know, my background, you know, tough streets of Philadelphia. You know, I come from a tough neighborhood. You know, it's just in me. You know, as a kid, I always wanted to be a sports star, and now I'm here.